So Square Enix had their press conference today, and it was very short, only about 30 minutes long, and they showed off the games that they will be coming out in the next year or so, and they only showed off about 2 new games that I can remember here that are brand new that I have never seen before, but overall it was really just trailers of games that are coming out soon in 2018 and games coming out in 2019 that we've already heard about. So they started it off with the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is actually a game I'm very excited for, and they showed gameplay trailer and how stealthy this game will be, and they showed the different ways that you need to blend in with the jungle in order to succeed in this game, in order to take out your enemies using stealth. They said that there will be new traversal techniques in the game, as well as there will be full underwater exploration. Honestly, I was already pretty hyped for this game. I loved the other Tomb Raider games from Square Enix, so they could have really just shown a quick trailer of this. I was still been excited for it because the other games are so good. This one's obviously going to be very good as well, unless they completely deviate from the path and just put out something that's terrible, which is pretty much, is not going to happen. So they showed that trailer. It looked decent. I'm excited for that to come out. And then they went to a bunch of updates for Final Fantasy XIV Online called Under the Moonlight, which is the first one, and then they announced that there will be a Monster Hunter World patch added to Final Fantasy XIV Online. I don't play this game, so for me it was very underwhelming. Then they showed the free download that they previously showed, I believe it was at the Xbox conference. It was the free download for the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which takes place in the Life is Strange universe, and this is a free download for everybody on June 26th. I've never played Life is Strange, but it looks like this could be an interesting story if you're into those types of storytelling games. But again, it's awesome that it's free on June 26th to download. Then they showed Dragon Quest XI. I haven't gotten into too many of the Dragon Quest games. They do look fun. I definitely want to jump into them. This one looks pretty decent, and this may be the one where I really jump into and get deep into the game. And it's called Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. They really just showed a trailer off. There wasn't too much gameplay or anything in that trailer, so you can't really get too much of it, but I'm sure for all the Dragon Quest fans, you can just expect the same old Great Dragon Age or Dragon Quest gameplay in the actual game itself. Then they followed up after that with an actual new game that I haven't seen before, I hadn't heard of before, called Babylon's Fall, which is actually a new game I haven't heard of before, and it looks like it takes place in the ancient times where there's lots of sword fighting and different types of historical figures with different cool armor fighting each other in this game, and it's from Platinum Games. And it's interesting because it will only be on the PlayStation 4 and on Steam, and it will not be on the Xbox One, which makes me go back and think about Scalebound, which was a really anticipated game for the Xbox One from Platinum Games that got cancelled, and it looks like that really severed their relationship with Xbox because this game is only coming over to the PlayStation 4. But it may not have nothing to do with that, but that's just where my head went when I first saw it. That was my first initial reaction to seeing this game only for the PlayStation 4 and Steam and not on the Xbox One. Then they went on to announce Nier Automata, which is coming to the Xbox One, and it will include all previous DLC, and this will be released on June 26th, but this is something we have already seen at the Xbox conference. It was the same trailer and everything. They followed that up with Octopath Traveler, saying that's coming out on July 13th, which we already knew, and this is a game that we've already gotten a demo for. We've already seen countless trailers, so it was just, when you see this, you don't get excited because you already know what the game is about and you've seen already so much about it. Then they did a pretty deep dive into Just Cause 4. They talked about its location, Solace, and they were saying that it is the largest world ever built in a Just Cause game, and basically the story follows. You're playing as Rico and you are fighting against Gabriella, who is a leader of the private militia corporation, and you have to take on that militia, as well as there will be extreme weather introduced into the game. So you saw tornadoes, lightning, rain, all that stuff that will affect the way that the game plays and your environments and how you have to play the game, which looked pretty cool in my opinion, especially those massive tornadoes that they were showing off, which I thought looked absolutely amazing. They said that there will be new handling on the bikes and cars. And one of the big things they announced after that was that the grapple will be fully customizable, and you will be able to make it your own, and you will have air lifters that you can add to it. You will have booster rockets that you can add to your grapple. This looks really cool because the grapple is the main part of Just Cause 4. It's what makes it really fun, all the things you can do with that grapple. And seeing these additions actually has got me excited for this game. They ended off the overall presentation for Just Cause 4 talking about that the game will be powered by the open world Apex engine and will be released on December 4th. So if you're a Just Cause fan, there is quite a lot to look forward to in Just Cause 4, and I am actually interested in seeing how this game really turns out. Then they ended it off with two last games. The second last game is a brand new game I have never heard of. I thought this was actually a very cool trailer. It's called The Quiet Man, and basically the trailer started off like it was real people, or at least the graphics in the trailer were so good I thought it was real people. And then it all of a sudden turned into gameplay seamlessly, and it just looked absolutely incredible. It looks really interesting. I really want to see more on this game. It looks like it's kind of like a stealthy or just like a ninja sort of fighting game where you're going on and taking out gangs and stuff like that. That's what my first thought of was when I saw that trailer. So that looks cool. It's called The Quiet Man. And then they ended off their conference with Kingdom Hearts 3 that is coming out on January 29th. It was the exact same trailer as the one that was shown off at the Xbox conference, so there was nothing special there. And then they ended the conference. It was a short 30-minute conference. There was not much there. We all wanted to see Final Fantasy VII Remake. We didn't get it, so that was very disappointing. Overall, it was a pretty disappointing conference. But, I mean, they were showing all the stuff that's coming out. They announced 2 new games, and they didn't come up with anything too exciting to get people really hyped for the future if you are not interested in these new games that they showed off. But yeah, those are my overall impressions of the Square Enix conference. It was short and not very sweet. And yeah, so then after that, I watched the Ubisoft conference, which will be coming out in my next video. I'll catch you next one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to this channel.